Everybody, we're back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Red Hood Outlaw mask out of 4mm foam and some cloth. But before we get into the process, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's subscribed and been commenting. The support has been incredible. At the time of this video, I'm at 129 subscribers at the time this is being recorded. For essentially a month and a half, it blows my mind. It blows my mind the amount of support I've gotten. I just want to say thank you all for the wonderful love that you've given me, and it really motivates me to keep going. So, but onto this. The link for this, if you want it, will be down in the description below for my Etsy shop. It'll probably be like $3. So if you want it, go on over there and get it. And without any further ado, let's just get right into the build. Alright, so to start things off, we're gonna, I've already got my template cut out. I've already got it pinned down onto my foam. Just 4mm foam is all you're gonna need. We'll get to this thing later. So we're just gonna start off with an inward angle right here at the top. And I have put little silver sharpening marks on the edges here and here, because we're gonna be flipping this and making it one piece. We're not gonna be cutting down the middle and then gluing it together. That way it'll be stronger, it'll hold together better. So we're gonna start with an inward angle and just slowly trace it along. And this pin that I'm using was like $6. I mentioned it in another video. Not good for anything thicker than 6mm. 6mm and lower, it's perfectly fine. It's honestly really nice because it is just like a pen, pencil, whatever you want to call it. But 8mm or higher, you do need a normal X-Acto knife or box cut or something like that. But yeah, this top is an inward angle, and then the rest of it's just a straight cut. So straight cut around. Right here, and a straight cut down here at the bottom. Do your best to just follow the edge of the template. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means, It's just cosplay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And as you can see, I've already cut out the holes here. The best way I did it, because this is, paper over it when you first get the template, I just go ahead and put it on the foam and then I carefully cut it out. You gotta take your time a little bit more, otherwise you're gonna rip the paper and it's gonna mess up your cut into the foam. But now that this is done, we're gonna move up to the top piece. So for this top bit, this is going to be what sits on the ridge of your nose to hold the mask up. The bottom is the inward angle. So we're going to go on the bottom here. Inward angle, we're just going to trace it. Again, it's just like before. Being careful to follow along the edge as best we can. And then the rest of it, again, is just straight cuts. And the same as this, we're just going to be flipping this over and making it one piece. It's just a straight cut, again, just following the edge. And there you go. So we're going to unpin this. We're going to flip it over. Doing our best to match it to the lines that we've already got. We're going to pin it here first. And then we're going to pin the edges, making sure that it's flat all the way across. We'll go ahead and do the same with this. Alright, so we got it all cut out. Now we're just gonna take it, peel it off. We got a basic shape right there. And same thing for this. Ta-da! Alright, so as you can see, we got it all cut out, inward angles, all around. But first, we gotta put in some detail. So how we're gonna do that is, as you can see from this right here, we're going to find the center, which is right where the two needle pins were. Line this up in there. And then pin this down. Alright. Now we're going to very lightly score where this is. Not down the center, but right around the edges here. Just don't go all the way in. Just give it a little score right down it, following the edge. And you don't really have to do the top, honestly. It's mainly just the bottom here and the side. And then you're gonna do the same thing, flip it over. Do your best to get it straight. Pin it down, and then do the same thing. Just lightly score it. So now that it's been gone over once, you can go back over it again and, you know, make the cuts a little deeper if you want. These should be fine. This is kind of a good way to tell. Just bend it a little bit. Kind of see the pattern take place. The bottom could be done a little more, so I'll go ahead and show you. You just push a tiny bit harder. Run it back through. But bam. And then for the top, you're going to do the same thing right here. The best way to do it with this is take a Sharpie. Right where that line is, you just line it up on the thing, you mark it. Just give it a little mark on the edges. This is all going to be painted over. And then the same thing. You just score it, just right there. It's a little deeper than I wanted, but it's not a big deal. You do the same thing for the other side. And then they line up together right there and there. So now we're going to heat form this, and then so it'll be ready to be painted. Alright. So now it's been heat formed, you can really see the lines are showing much better. All throughout it on both pieces. So now it's ready to be glued. So I just use Wellwood contact cement, because that's what I have at Walmart. And then when you're in an enclosed area, this glue is very strong. Use your mask. You know, use your mask. Be smart.
So now we're going to glue it together. We're just going to flip it over so that you can see the exposed edges that need to be glued. Take a little dip. Not too much, not too much, not too little. We're just going to glue it right along the seam.
Alright, so our glue is all dry. Now we're just going to stick it together. So we're going to start on the side is what I like to start with, but you can start in the middle if you want. Start on the side here. Just push it down. Just like that at the angle that you cut earlier. Try to do your best to get it to line up together. I like to have it just touch at the top at first, just like that. All the way through. Try to get it to where the lines, the scored lines match up. They're a really good way to show if you're on the right spot or not, with how close you get with them. Doing it like straight up like this, without putting it on an angle, really helps you make it flush. And once you get it like this all the way through, then you can bend it and push it down to where it's got the angle actually stuck together. Just like that. So now you can see the mask is kind of formed a little better. So now we're gonna go prime it, paint it, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to put on the straps and line it. Alright, so while we're waiting on the fun experience of paint to dry, we are going to cut out the pattern of the cloth that we're going to be lining the inside of the mask with. You can use any cloth. This is just some random cloth I had sitting around. You just take the pattern, you trace it out here, flip it over, same thing on that side, you know, and then you get ready to cut it. You can cut it with scissors, it'll be very annoying. You can cut it with this, it'll be very annoying. The best way to do it is with fabric cutter. It's like a little pizza cutter, like this. Be careful when you do it though, it's very sharp. I have sliced my thumb open with it. So, you know, yeah, just be careful. You can do it with it just sitting here and holding it down and taking your time. I'm going to use these little weights. I'm just gonna set them on the edges here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this isn't the top bit that goes over your nose. This is just the inside, so you can go a little bit out other than the edges here on the left and right. But you can go a little bit out. You can trim it up once you've got it on there. Alright, take two. You want it to be laying down on something hard so that it'll actually cut through. Again, don't worry about, you know, keeping it inside the lines. Just get the general shape. Once it's glued down onto the mask, you can trim off the excess. So we're just gonna go ahead and get it cut. So as you see, we got it cut out. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. It's just going on the inside. That being said, going back to choose whatever cloth you want. Yeah, give yourself a comfy cloth that you would want up against your face. You know, don't just give yourself like some kind of itchy, scratchy cloth. This just happens to be what I had lying around. It's stretchy, little spandexy, and it's not gonna bother me to have on my face. So that's what I went with. So alright, let's go get the mask and get this lined on it. Alright, so as you see, the mask is done being painted. I was recording it, but then right when I started recording it, my camera died, being my phone. So I had to let that charge and just went ahead and painted it in. That's when we moved on to this. So it's good, it's dry enough. It could honestly probably be dried a little longer, but it's fine enough for now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to line it. So you just take it, flip it over. I prefer to use Loctite super glue. It works in like 2 seconds. It's brilliant, but I can't find my Loctite anywhere. So what we're gonna do now is just use some fabric spray. So we're going to very lightly just spray the inside of the mask. Another good thing about me using stretchy fabric is I can stretch it. But we're gonna try our best to line it up in the center first this time. And then have it come right to the edges. And then we're gonna press it down. And it can have some wrinkles, it doesn't matter. Again, the edges can be trimmed up. I can always repaint any flaws that come up from it sticking to this because I didn't let it dry long enough, whatever. I'll just go repaint it after this video anyways. But yeah, As you can see now, it's lined, it's good, it's sticking. Again, I'd prefer Loctite. Fabric glue works just as well. Trim up these edges here. Got that all trimmed up. Basically, don't be stupid, let it dry longer, because you can see I'm going to have to go back and repaint it, which means I'm going to have to do duct tape, or not duct tape, painter's tape in these holes, but that's fine, because we have the foam bits left, and we have the paper bits left from the cutting it out earlier to get the tape with. Not a big issue. But now that that's done, I'm going to show you how to put the little bits that go over your ear. I just clip these off of, you know, other masks. You just take them. Again, this is where Loctite would come in handy better. Take them. Spray right at the corners. And, you know, just tack them down. And you want to try to get them about the same width in. As you wear it, it'll form its shape better. So it won't look so curved, you know. It'll form the angular shape to your face better. Alright everybody, so we got the mask done. It is all painted up and everything fitted properly. As you can see, I'm moving my mouth and talking, you know, it's staying where it's supposed to be. This mask is perfect for cosplay. It's great, it's comfy. You can use it for stores and everything like that. The only store I have had tell me no is a Disney store at a mall. And it wasn't even because it was handmade. They literally told me no because they were calling these vents. These little holes, they were calling them vents. They're saying you can't have masks with the vents. I was pretty offended. I'm not gonna lie, I got offended for no reason. Because I was like, they're not vents. It's still lined with cloth. And I told them that. I said, it's not vents, it's lined with cloth. You know? They didn't care. They called these vents. It's not. Vents don't have anything behind them. That's why the vents weren't accepted. It's not vents. It's lined with cloth. Alright, so a little rant over. Either way, that's the only store I've come across. Literally everywhere else, Walmart, Target, restaurants, nobody else cares. It's a mask. It's covering your face. I've seen people with spit shields. You know, so a lot of places just won't care. Feel free to wear this. If you decide to, feel free to wear it about town. I've been wearing it. Since this started, I've had this design. I haven't put it up anywhere for some reason. I've just been really lazy about it. But, yeah. I mean, it's great. It's great. Another thing is, I went back and hot glued the bits down. And make sure you size it right, because I had to trim off some of the string and then hot glue it together because I did it too far back and it was too loose. But when you get it right, it's perfect. So that's the video for today. Be on the lookout for tomorrow's video. It's going to be great. Hey everyone, if you liked that video, please remember to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so you can keep up to date with all my content. And if you want to see what I do outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram at AdamlCosplay. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.